Warhawks will face App State this Saturday on ESPN3. Coach, while we're waiting for questions to get in the queue, would you mind starting us off with a opening statement?
Sure. Obviously, I apologize for not being on the call last week, and really appreciate the thoughts and concerns that I got from some of the media, and especially our conference head coaches. It's these kind of events when you have a death on a team that kind of show how close the profession is, and really appreciate all those people that kind of reached out to me during a really difficult time. It was most difficult thing I probably ever did was have to send that team out against Georgia Southern 3 hours after kind of finding out about that, and I do appreciate that. But anyway, this last week obviously was tough on us, and it made it a little bit more difficult on the game. We played well at times this past week, and during the game. It cut down the game plan significantly, kind of on both sides, but I think especially on offense, just because of just the nature of trying to get in the practice time that we needed last week to be able to do an awful lot of things. But we came out of it healthy, did some good things, did some things we'd like to do better. I think Tulsa's a good football team also.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Steve Burr with the Watauga Democrat. Steve, please go ahead.
Coach, this is Steve Bear up in Boone.
Hi, Steve.
Democrat. You've got a pretty tough schedule, really. Of course, the two Southeastern Conference teams, and then Tulsa and Georgia Southern aren't exactly easy. Can you just kind of talk a little bit about your record may be a little bit misleading, and feel that you don't really feel like a team that's, I think you're 1-4. You don't mind addressing that?
Yeah, no, I mean, it has, I think, been a difficult early season. We kind of knew that kind of going in. We've had some injuries, I think, especially on offense, that have forced some guys into some stiff competition early without really having much of an opportunity to kind of get their feet wet. But that's kind of the way of the game. I'd like to think that we're a little better than our record reflects. Again, it's between the challenges of who we've played, and then, obviously the tragedy that we're, still some of our players are still having to deal with, because it's not just the loss of a teammate, it's kind of dealing, too, with some of their own terminal thoughts, because they all think they're bulletproof at this age. And so, quite honestly, it's been we've had some adversity, and I've been proud about our kids kind of rallying up, trying to, we rallied against Tulsa this last week. There in the third quarter and went up, and so there's time periods when we're playing pretty good football, and there's time periods when we're not, and we've got to boil that down to where we're playing well all the time, and then I think we'll have a better idea about exactly who we are, and because it has been difficult to gauge a little bit based off of the competition or the situation.
Yeah, you kind of had a wild one last year with Appalachian State, and they got the field goal and managed to win it. Can you kind of gauge of what they've got coming in, and maybe have some kind of scouting report that you can give us?
Well, Scott's done a great job with that team. I tell you, they run the ball real effectively, and then the quarterback's doing a nice job with play actions, and defensively they create some confusion with the looks that they give, and they play extremely hard, and they've got a lot of good players, and quite honestly, they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. There's a little, you can tell on the field, there's a little bit of swagger and a little bit of confidence about them, and that, because they've won some games here early, and that kind of confidence and swagger can go a long way. I can certainly attest that our 2012 season after we beat Arkansas, there was a difference in our team. It wasn't just difference physically, there was a difference mentally, and that's kind of always one of the challenges that coaches face, and Scott's got them playing really, really well.
Of course, you said they've got the swagger. Would a win like this for you, would that bring that back to you, or do you feel you have some already, you're just waiting to use it for a win?
I don't know.
As far as confidence.
Truthfully, I don't know. I think that, again, it's been difficult this year to kind of gauge where we're at, and they say that a good win cures all. Well, I don't know that a good win cures some of the things that some of our players are dealing with still, and because of all the other things that kind of tend to swirl around, you got all these peripheral opponents you're always dealing with, and so we need to play well. And I have confidence in the team that if we play up to our capabilities, we're going to be competitive with everybody that we play, and that was including Georgia and Alabama. And we have those kind of expectations in our program right now. And quite honestly, our kids are really hurting because they have those same expectations. When we first got here, they didn't have any of those expectations. And so after losses, they didn't hurt. They just kind of showed up to practice, and then we'd play a game. But now we're hurting a little bit, and so it'd be nice to obviously end that feeling.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
You bet, Steve.